Stampers, Diane Dimich here with ddStamps.com, and today I'm going to show you a card that I did for Operation Right Home. Operation Right Home is a great organization that makes cards for our troops overseas. Not only do they send cards over that have been written to thank our troops, but they also send boxes of cards over so that the troops can then go through them and turn around and send them back to their family and friends. It's a wonderful organization. I've kind of recently become involved with it, started doing events here locally, and every Sunday they have a challenge. And so a couple weeks ago I decided that every Sunday I was going to participate in that challenge just to see what I could come up with. And so this week's challenge, this is the card that I came up with. It's cute and it's fun, and I just thought some little girl is going to love getting this from her mom or her dad who's overseas. Anyway, to get started, one of the things I do each Sunday or Saturday night before the challenge comes out, I challenge myself. And yesterday I had put these stamp sets out on the my stamp table because these were the ones that I wanted to challenge with today to use. And the reason was because when I first saw these two Sweetie Pie and then Sweetie Pie frames, I thought they were the most adorable stamps I'd ever seen. And I don't have a little girl anymore. She's a 23-year-old. But when she was a child, she would have loved this. And I don't know, I just had to have it. And so yesterday I put it out because I'd gotten it quite a while ago and I hadn't used it yet. And I really wanted to make sure that I challenged myself to use it. And so that was my challenge. And then Operation Right Home puts up their challenge, and together I came up with that card. And then as I started to play, I kind of liked this look better. I actually brought my polka dot paper all the way to the edge instead of just part way, but other than that, everything else is the same. So my only change was bringing out that paper. But I'm going to quick show you how I did it. And so I took a piece of Ultra Smooth White from Stampin' Up, Whisper White, and the circle cut, because the circle that they had on their challenge was a 2.5-inch circle, happened to have a 2.5-inch circle punch, and that worked out perfect. I am just shocked that this challenge was made for this set. So then I took my clear stamps, and I love photopolymer stamps because you can see where you're stamping. And as you can see on my block here, I've got one of the frames on the back here and then the little girl on this one. And I kind of just load them up, and I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. And one of the things that I have found with the photopolymer stamps is if you have some kind of a surface to stamp on, they work so much better. So I stamp on my paper piercing mat as my photopolymer. Oops, I turned this one. With my photopolymer stamps, because number one, it just gives that little bit of cushion and it's not too thick. But that's how I did that one. And then I'm going to quick put this into some cleaner. And then just to show you quickly how I did the actual coloring. Now I tried to figure out how to color these without making it too much work and making it easy, but what I found the best way to do it was I took a marker called Baked Brown Sugar, and I just am coloring it, making a palette here on my another clear block, and I used my aqua painter. And so what I did is I just came into my Baked Brown Sugar and I loaded up my aqua painter, and then I just quickly ran across her face. Make it quick and easy, and it doesn't peel up too much and it doesn't get too bubbly. And then when I was done with that, then I just took some chocolate ink, chocolate chip, and swirled around in her hair. And it kind of made me laugh because this particular little stamp, when my nephew, notice I said nephew, was little, he had gray hair like this. And my sister-in-law used to babysit him, and sometimes when my sister would go pick him up from the babysitter, he would have his hair up in ponytails, and because he had such great hair, and her little girl had no hair. But her little girl loved to play dress up, and so of course, you know, he was only about 2. He went along with it. And he made the cutest little girl. And when I was coloring with this stamp, it reminded me of him when he was just little. He still has wild hair like this, only it's a lot longer. Okay, so then I just added a little pink, colored around my frame quickly. This set is actually, you can go out of lines and do it quickly, but that's just quickly how I made that particular piece. And then when I did the rest of it, I loaded up the stamp with the words. They're actually both on there, and stamped them down. Couple of flowers and a 1/2" punch. And of course I added a pink ribbon, pink pirouette ribbon along the border, and then an embellishment rhinestone into each of the circle flowers. So that was it, pretty quick and easy. It's a lot of fun. I hope you would join me on Operation Write Home. It's a great cause, and it's a fun way to take our stamping and helping out somebody else. So thank you, and you'll find all the supplies and everything used that I used today on my website. So just go ahead and click on the link. Take you right there. Have a great day.